Welcome to another edition of Horner Sunday Kitchen. Today, we're making pulled pork. World famous pulled pork, right? Out of Grandma's braised spare ribs recipe, we make pulled pork. I screwed up one time and left it in the oven too long, and the bones just came right out. And so we shredded it down with the sauce and everything, and we put it on sandwiches because I went back to North Carolina, and that's the way they eat it back there, but they eat it with vinegar. Anybody knows me knows I don't like vinegar at all. So I don't add vinegar to it, but all you need is some ketchup, some ground mustard, your favorite hot sauce, either Tabasco or Tapatio, some chili powder, some brown sugar, some water, and some onions, and some spare ribs, or pork butt, or whatever kind of pork. I've used all kinds of pork, everything but bacon. So you can use a lot of different things, all right? So you don't want to miss this recipe. This is a really good one. So stay tuned. All right, to start this recipe, you need 2 cups, and I'm making 4 times the recipe because I'm making a lot of ribs this time. So I need 2 cups of ketchup. I need 4 cups of water. All right, I already pre-measured it so I wouldn't bore you to death. I need 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. All right, and then I need to not drop that. All right, and then I need 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of ground mustard. Now, if you know anything about ground mustard, it can get hot. So you don't want to put too much in there, but you got to put a little bit in there. All right, some Tabasco or Tapatio. I have Tapatio. It's good. It's really good. So, and what you want to do is you want to put about a teaspoon in there, about a teaspoon of Tapatio in there, and you want to get the brown sugar out. Brown sugar. I like a little extra brown sugar. This recipe calls for 4 tablespoons. So I like a little extra in it. So I'm gonna add 6 tablespoons. I like it a little sweet, a little sweeter on the sandwich, but I like a little spice to it too. So that's why I have 2 casserole dishes here. One's for me and then one's for the traditionalist, my wife, and anybody else that wants to eat it. I'm pretty much the only one in the house that really likes anything spicy or extra spicy. So I have to be mindful of that because people won't eat then. So, but I like it. I like it really spicy. I'll probably put this ghost pepper. My wife grew a ghost pepper. She saved a plant that I was going to throw away this summer, and it produced a ghost pepper. And if you remember right, my Carolina Reaper plant, it grew this tall and only produced 1 Carolina Reaper all year. We've already been through a couple of freezes, and that thing's still producing it. It's got 2 ghost peppers on it right now. So, all right, so let's get this started here. I'll show you guys how to do this. I'm gonna layer it a little bit. All right, we're gonna put some onion, sliced onion. I already sliced it up, just regular slices. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. And now I'm gonna put a layer of this sauce on there. Okay, layer of this sauce. Make sure you get it all mixed up real good. Put a layer on there. And then get these spare ribs. And like I said, you can pretty much use anything. Any kind of pork except for bacon, of course. You're not gonna use bacon. That would be a different flavor for sure. And this has bones in it. Few bones in it, not a big deal, but that'll be good. That'll be really good. And then I have one here, a littler one here for me. I'm gonna put another layer of onions on top and pour a little bit more on here. There we go. That's gonna be perfect. Perfect. That's it. That's all there is. Now you put it in the oven for about 4 hours at 350 degrees, and then you get it out, and we'll show you what to do then. All right, we'll be back. All right, so to the story. I went back in 2000, 2000. I think it was 2000. went back to pick up my granny from North Carolina. And she sent me down to, from Washington to North Carolina. So she sent me down to this place called Bullock's. Bullock's is known for their barbecue in North Carolina, Bullock's. So I go down and pick up this barbecue, and it's just shredded smoked meat with a lot of vinegar in it, all right? That's North Carolina barbecue. Texas barbecue is smoked meat. Me being from the Pacific Northwest, me being from Washington, to me, barbecue is when you throw it on a grill with charcoal. That's barbecue to me, and some barbecue sauce. You brush it on. Down here in Texas, though, it's smoked meat. So this is kind of different. This is an inside pulled pork. Usually they spend hours, I'm talking 20 hours roasting a brisket or roasting, some pork to pull the pork. So this is totally different. But I screwed up. I went back to North Carolina. I tried that. It was really vinegary. So I get back home to Washington, and I'm using Grandma's barbecued spare ribs recipe. It's right here, and I'll put it in the description below because it's just unbelievably good. Okay, so I'm doing that, and I pull it out of the oven, and the top layer of the ribs were done. Nothing else was done. So we ate the top layer and stuff. I put it back in the oven to finish. About 3 hours later, I'm like, what's that smell? That smells really good. Well, it was the barbecued spare ribs. So I pulled them out of the oven, and they were just coming off the bone. It was just, the meat was coming off the bone. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we shred this into the liquid? So we shredded into the liquid, and we haven't made barbecued spare ribs since then. It's always been pulled pork. So that's how good it is. This is life-changing pulled pork. So you need to try this recipe. And all you need for a single recipe, you need a teaspoon of chili powder, you need a cup of water, 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, or regular mustard. I've used regular mustard before too, all right? 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, which I add 2. I double that, all right? And then half a cup of ketchup, 1 cup of, I already said 1 cup of water, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of Tabasco or your favorite hot sauce. And then 1 to 2 medium onions, and layer your meat and your onions in your sauce. Meat, onions, sauce. So that's all you gotta do. This is an outstanding recipe, and you have no excuses not to make it. This is a life-changing pulled pork recipe. So good luck with it. You'll love it if you try it. Okay, so the pulled pork is done. It's out of the oven about an hour early too. It's 3:27. I put it in about 12:30. So about 3 hours. This is a smaller casserole dish. The other one's still in there, and it's done too, but I just left it in there for right now. What I do is I strain this, pull it in here, put it into a bigger bowl. Just push it all in there. Get it out of the sauce. And each batch, I made it four batches, but each batch would probably cover, I would say, 2 pounds of pork, 2 pounds of pork. So probably 1 to 2 pounds. So I probably have about 4 pounds of pork here. So I quadrupled it, but I like a lot of the sauce. So that's another reason I did that. Because I like pouring some of the sauce into it, make it a little richer there, but you're not going to use all the sauce. So, and then what I do is I just take a fork and a spoon, and I just smash it into the sauce and just shred it as much as possible. You can see the steam rolling off of it right now. It's hot. It's really hot. So this is the hot one. This is the one I put my pepper in, my habanero pepper, the dehydrated habanero pepper in it, and everything. I decided against the ghost pepper. I think I'm gonna give the ghost pepper a couple more days to mature a little bit more, and then maybe put that in an omelet or something. This is an outstanding recipe right here. And what I do usually, I'm just gonna taste it now, but what I usually do is I toast some buns with my cast iron pan. I toast the buns, and we put it on a bun, serve it with fries, or coleslaw, or anything you want to, a vegetable tray, anything you really want to, you can serve it with. So it's a real crowd pleaser. It really is. This is one of my family's favorites for meals. So, and it's hot. And anybody that's watched my channel enough knows I don't like hot food. So this is what it looks like right here. It just looks like pulled pork. It's just shredded pork. That's all it is. And I'm telling you, that's the best recipe right there. So now you have it and you can do it. You see here. If you haven't hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every Sunday when we come out with a new video. My son edits them up in Washington. He loads them in on Sundays, so. Oh. Ooh, just the right amount of heat on that one too. I didn't add heat to the other one because my wife's a traditionalist. She doesn't leave the heat. But that is, wow. That is amazing. You can taste the double brown sugar and everything. Let me give that recipe one more time. One more time. I keep it on this. Put it up. Grandma's recipe. Grandma's barbecued spare rib sauce right here. So if you want to take a shot of that, I'll read it to you though. Grandma's barbecue rib recipe. 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of mustard, dry mustard or regular mustard, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, which I would double it if I were you, half a cup of ketchup, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of Tabasco, and 1 to 2 medium onions. And that's good for about 1.5 pounds of pork. So double it or triple it or whatever you need to do for your family. But you gotta try this recipe. This one is outstanding. You're gonna love it. So that's it for Warner Sunday Kitchen. Like I said, if you don't like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when we're coming out with new videos. All right? Have a great day and a very good 2021. All right? Stay safe out there.